You can go ahead whenever you're ready.
Welcome to the Bags and Board Bites. I'm with John, and we're talking about Men of War, written by Evan Brandon, art by Tom Dennerk. I don't know the guy's name. Never met him.
Sounds right.
And then the backup feature by Jonathan Vinkin and Bill Winsled. I butcher names. I apologize, artists and creators of comic books everywhere. But this is a book that I picked up in our draft because I'm like, this is not going to be a genre fiction thing. This is not going to be a superhero tale. This is going to be the book that gets that Call of Duty, Halo playing, video game loving crowd, and it's Sergeant Rock in a new, updated version. And lo and behold, it's still the good old comic books that we know and love. They're still superheroes. This is Sergeant Rock in the DC.
It's basically a military version of Gotham City Central. You have...
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, you said that earlier to me. This is the only thing I could put after what you said.
Sorry.
But it's a really nice kind of gritty little military book, little black ops going on, and all of a sudden superhero comes up to fuck up the Christmas. And you have pretty good, dark, realistic kind of art, something that's very reminiscent of Jock from like The Losers and stuff.
I wouldn't go as far as Jock.
If you go to the panel where he's got the when he's shooting, he's parachuting down and shooting a rocket launcher. It totally reminds me of Jock.
This right here?
Yeah, that right there.
The one panel.
The one panel.
Okay.
Well, some of the rest of the stuff does. But it's very gritty. It's got a nice little dark edge to it. I wouldn't mind picking up more issues to see where it's going to go with the superheroes involved in the military, as we saw in this. But other than that, there wasn't too much to keep me totally into the book.
Right.
I would have liked more of the Corporal Rock following Sergeant Terezi and kind of learning from him and kind of being shown the way and stepping up in that way instead of just kind of at the end, he's the last one in his platoon.
Yes.
Now it's his book.
He gets a field commission. Guess what? Now you're Sergeant Rock, which is where we want the character kind of be. I'm surprised you're saying you'd rather see it be a slow burning book with him learning.
Well, it's not.
Gaining the ranks.
It's not called Sergeant Rock. It's called Men of War.
Right.
And I would, you have this great, strong character in a story that's being told from Rock's perspective, and all of a sudden going, and this is why I liked Sergeant Terezi. But then it's like, oh, he dies 2 pages later. Like,
he dives right into the fire. That's something that Corporal Rock can respect.
Yeah. And I would have liked more of those moments because it doesn't seem like he respected him before that. And then right when he does it, he's like, this is what I kind of liked about the guy. And then he dies 2 things later, and you're like, well, yeah, that's the one thing that got you to like him. It seemed like there was more, there could have been a more father mentoring position between those two characters.
With Sergeant Rock, though, that character, I don't feel like I want mentoring this guy learning on his own. I want him to be the military badass.
And he is that. I mean, you have that in the first couple pages, but the two characters together, they had that, I'm going to show you how it is. Like, you're coming with me kind of a thing. And I don't know, I liked it. They had some good little military little things, like when...
All the visitor notes? Is that what you're talking about?
No, like just when he was talking, like when there's radio silence for a certain amount of time, it makes you think the worst. And that kind of stuff hit. Like, it was really kind of good.
See, I was more, with the military things, it made me think of, and I even asked if you were talking about those editor notes, where they go in and explain what an M4 is. And I kind of didn't need that because... except for, like, some of the acronyms. But they didn't put the periods in between the letters for the acronyms, so how was I even supposed to know it was an acronym?
To know what a goose was.
Yeah, or, SAW, which is a special artillery weapon or something like that. But, other than that, it isn't too gritty of a war story yet.
Yeah.
Because you have a superhuman or metahuman, I forget what their term they use, show up right away. Shit hits the fan, and it's because this guy is using super speed and flying and just killing his platoon.
Blowing up buildings.
And that's kind of fun, and that's what I was saying. Like, if it gets to more of a Gotham Central kind of feel, I'll be much more interested in this book. But as it stands right now, I don't know yet. I'm on the fence. I'm going to pick up issue 2.
I think the book is on the fence, too. I'm not sure what.
Especially when you go to the backup feature written by Jonathan Venkin and Phil Winslett on art. Still butchering your name. I apologize. I cannot read. I read comics. Navy SEALs, Human Shields. This is a much more grounded, and this is what I was kind of thinking I was going to get out of this Men of War book. It's the story of Navy SEALs coming into a village, and the cliffhanger is there's a girl holding a machine gun that they think was shooting at them, but she's just really held hostage by a terrorist. And it's a much more older kind of 70s war, arts feel where the backgrounds are completely white, and it just feels like the older Sergeant Rock books. So it was kind of nice to get that new and old, but I'm not sure if it's worth the $1 more than I'm paying. That's right, DC, not drawing the line at $2.99. This was a $3.99 book, partly because of the backup feature. Worth your $1?
Not really. I didn't even bother reading it.
Exactly. So, if you like reading the backup feature in Men of War, if you think Sergeant Rock should be Sergeant Rock at the end of the first issue, let us know. Contact@BagnumBroadcast.com.